For sure, I'm happy with the performance. It was a really solid match, and I'm happy with how I adjusted to the wind because when we were practicing, it wasn't that windy. So tactically and tennis-wise, everything was on point. So I'm pretty happy with my game. Oh, nobody? Okay.
All right, yeah.
In the first set, you only lost 7 points. Is it difficult to sort of keep your focus, or I mean, because that seemed remarkable given the conditions?
Thank you. Well, it is difficult. It's like the thing that you focus on mostly when you have a score like that, and yeah, sometimes the energy level can go down a little bit. And it did a little bit in second set at the end. So, yeah, I was aware what I have to do, and I just came back with more intense game. But on the other hand, I had so many matches that were going my way in last couple of weeks that I know what to do.
Can you say a few words about how the reception might have felt different in Stadium 1, coming here, having been more exposed to this crowd already, that they know you better than last year?
Well, yeah, for sure they do, and I feel that, especially like when I'm warming up and when I'm like going near to the fan area, it's pretty crazy, and I enjoy that for sure. But on the other hand, I want to sometimes stay in my zone. On the match, it's easier to do that because everyone kind of expects you to do that. But like off the court, I'm trying to balance that a little bit more to give fans what they want, and I also, appreciate their support. So I want to do that, but on the other hand, to still be, focused and just in work, at work. At work, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
In terms of just the adjustments that are required to win this tournament compared to other tournaments, night, day session, wind, heat, there's a lot that can go on from day to day. Can you talk through kind of how you have managed that? Obviously, because you won last year, you've had the experience of playing it all the way through.
For sure, this tournament last year showed me that I can play in any conditions, and I believed a little bit more that I can adjust to any conditions. Sometimes it's going to be more smooth, sometimes not, but we'll see what's going to happen this year. It's for sure, I think, maybe not the toughest one. Well, at some points the toughest one, maybe except the surface because it's slow and I like slower surfaces. But for sure it's dry and the wind can be crazy. Last year I remember I was lucky to only play the final in the wind, but I remember that match Rafa against Carlos, right? Wow, I don't know what I would do honestly. But also Doha showed me that I can cope with wind anyway. So it's pretty complicated. But on the other hand, that's like the most important thing you have to do in tennis, to adjust a little bit better than your opponent. So I have a confidence that I can do that. And I played some pretty solid practices here, so I have positive mindset.
Congrats. You wrote beautifully, bravely about being an introvert. And you also said a key thing was gaining a certain freedom to not care what other people feel. Can you just talk about that, how you worked on that, how you got to that place, and do you feel that way?
You mean not care what other people are saying? Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah.
Well, honestly, I was lucky to do it kind of step by step because everything I did in my career was kind of step by step, and for sure after first round Garros, that was the time where I had to kind of cut off everything that people thought and maybe I thought sometimes, and just focus on work and developing as a player. Yeah, because playing after winning first Grand Slam is really hard. so it was always easy for me to cut off social media sometimes where I needed time off from that. Sometimes I'm just going there to like post my stuff and I'm not reading anything, and it helps for sure. But there are times where it hits me a little bit, like after Doha and Dubai, I won a tournament. I was in the final of another one, and like people were disappointed that I lost, and it's pretty crazy because last year, if I would have that result at that time, it would be amazing. But sometimes these comments impact me a little bit more than they should probably, and also I'm not happy with the result at the end. So I don't want to come to that point, and I have like few choices. I can just not read it, or I can remember and be logical and tell myself that, hey, Iga, it's a great result, and they're saying because they don't know, what it takes to be a tennis player and how hard it is to be consistent. So yeah, I'm doing that, both ways.
Back to the weather, I know that coaches will scout the opponents before a match, but do you also study like weather reports and picturing a sailor on your team studying where the wind is gonna be?
We do that. Maybe like today we didn't know about the wind because I checked the weather yesterday and Daria did as well, and it didn't show like that it's gonna be that windy. But I think the temperature is more important because you have to string your rackets proper way. Wind is something that you just have to adjust to, and you don't need like preparation for that. But we take care of that as well. We take care of everything.
Speaking of that tricky condition here, Daniil Medvedev, he said that he was happy to play and won the Doha because that condition of Doha is quite similar to here. So of course you also won that tournament, and you are quite good to adjust to that condition. So do you think that experience gave you another confidence, or easy to play here?
I would say everything is similar except the humidity. So and the balls. So for sure, in terms of the wind, it helped a lot, and but I still have to get used to the balls. Maybe men's balls are more similar to Doha's one because we play with different balls, and So here the air is dry, so the balls go faster in the air, and sometimes without control if you don't play right. And they are lighter than the balls we played in Doha, than the Australian Open balls. So sometimes it's easier to play without control. So for me, it's much different. But I know what he means in terms of the surface and the wind. So yeah.
Iga, just wanted to ask you about Mikaela Shiffrin. She got
Yeah.
that big record today. What, as someone who admires what she does, like what is your kind of reaction to her being able to do what she has done at just 27, 28? And also, is there a tennis equivalent to what she did today?
Well, any of the big three guys and Serena, right? I think. Yeah, she just dominated the sport. But on the other hand, the big three had each other to kind of compete against each other, and she's dominating, and she's better than anyone, and even Daria, because she went to Czech Republic to see her ski, she told me live when you watch her, the difference is even bigger because she's just so smooth. And I don't know a lot about the technique, but even I can see with my eyes that she has this huge talent, and I think she's working much better than she's making everything to to optimize.
You're fine. It's good.
She's yeah, she's making everything to optimize her potential and to just ski well, mentally, physically, and technically. So I really respect that, and she deserves this. So and she's a nice person. We haven't met still, but like the Instagram messages tell me she's a nice person. So so huge congrats to her.
Iga, gratulacje, pokaz siły. Chciałem zapytać, na ile wpływ na ten mecz, na Twoją postawę miał powrót do sztabu Tomasza Wiktorowskiego, twojego trenera?
No szczerze mówiąc, na pewno z trenerem jakby wygodniej jest przepracowywać też ten czas przed turniejem i to jest właściwie czas, gdzie najwięcej wprowadza się zmian i najwięcej można skorzystać z jego doświadczenia. Jak już jestem na korcie, to i przygotowuję się do meczu, też przed nim, to no, największy wpływ ma taktyka przedmeczowa, ale jak nie ma trenera na turniejach, to też rozmawiamy przez telefon i wciąż te odprawy przedmeczowe się odbywają. A już na samym korcie, to szczerze mówiąc, dzisiaj wiedziałam jakby, co mam zrobić i nie potrzebowałam za bardzo pomocy z zewnątrz, ale po prostu fajnie, że jest zespół w komplecie. No i gdyby to tak było, że nie byłabym w stanie grać bez trenera, to nigdy, to raczej po prostu częściej, co ja chcę powiedzieć, przepraszam, to postaralibyśmy się jakby bardziej nie doprowadzać do takiej sytuacji, że on zostaje w domu, ale właśnie tak jak mówię, no ja też potrafię grać w tenisa, więc wiem, że sobie poradzę, ale fajnie jest mieć team w komplecie i na pewno ten czas przepracowaliśmy bardzo solidnie przed turniejem i w trakcie turnieju myślę, że trener też mi pomoże z boksu.
Przy takiej grze i przy takim wyniku można mieć jakieś zastrzeżenia do siebie? Można coś zrobić lepiej?
Zawsze można coś zrobić lepiej, ale w ogóle ja nie myślę w tych kategoriach. Raczej po prostu myślę o całym turnieju i całym procesie i myślę o tym, co udało mi się dzisiaj zrobić na korcie, co trenowałam, co też poprawić. Ale no szczerze mówiąc, każdy zawodnik gra inaczej, więc trzeba być gotowym też na inne przeciwniczki.
A ciężko się mobilizować na te pierwsze rundy, bo nawet trener mówi, że czasami ciężko się spodziewać czegoś po tych zawodniczkach, które zaczynają w tych początkowych fazach.
Nie, z mobilizacją nigdy nie ma problemu. Ja jestem zawsze gotowa na każdy mecz i pierwsze rundy też są wymagające i trzeba być w pełni skoncentrowanym.
Chciałem zapytać jeszcze, Iga, na koniec. Dzisiaj pojawia się taka informacja, że z końcem marca kończysz współpracę z jednym ze swoich sponsorów, producenta chińskich telefonów. Jak to skomentujesz? Czy to jest Twoja decyzja?
Generalnie tak, to jest moja decyzja i mojego sztabu, ale rozstajemy się po udanej współpracy i bez żadnych napięć. No jakby wiadomym jest, dlaczego taka decyzja jest podjęta, ale generalnie współpraca była bardzo udana z polskim oddziałem Xiaomi, więc no myślę, że po prostu ja chciałabym być, każdy zna mój stosunek do wojny i chciałabym być konsekwentna w tym, jakie decyzje podejmuję, więc właśnie tak jak pan powiedział, z końcem marca kończymy współpracę. Dziękuję.
Thanks, Iga.
Yes, last question. Yes,
I feel bad. She did. I had to go to run earlier. It was playing her.